when you do anything live, anything with media, anything with film, cameras, audio, you're gonna run into some issues. But let me introduce you again, Demetrius Jones Bezos,
Yes.
filmmaker, writer,
Author,
author,
director,
director,
cinematographer,
sympath-
producer, business.
Flaming Elephants.
Flaming Elephant, The Elephant Room Ltd, Code, Nadovu Films, no, a nonprofit that I run.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do a lot. I try to I try to leave a mark.
Mm.
My goal is to leave a mark. So when it's all said and done, to John. They might only pick me up 20 years after I'm dead, but if they do, they're gonna run into music, they're gonna run into books, they're gonna run into philanthropy, they're gonna run into business, they're gonna run into a plethora of things to get to know me even
Mm.
about legacy.
Absolutely. That word legacy has been thrown around up here a whole lot lately. I mean, some people use it as a term of endearment for their own lives, but they're not walking in that path though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Put it closer. I got that feedback coming from over there. You got me? Am I in there? One,
Yeah.
two.
Yeah, he's straight. Yeah, just. But yeah, so where you from originally?
Originally, I'm from Decatur, Illinois, but I came down here from North Carolina. You ever been in North Carolina? Chilled in North Carolina?
Several times.
I know
Yeah.
there was a guy running wild up in the mountains named Atown. I said, "Is this Atown?"
Hey, that was well. How many years ago back was it?
It was
Was
back in the '90s.
that was me?
Okay.
Yeah, that was me. Had to be me because that's what I was doing.
Mhm.
I had no purpose back then. I was running wild,
Mhm.
but I changed up though. I had my mindset right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, yeah.
That's what it all. I mean, time brings change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So you from North Carolina? My audio on, Lucy? Check, check. Okay. You from North Carolina, and what got you in the filmmaking though?
All right, so I ran a record label called Pumpkinhead Entertainment. I ran that since 2002. Um, it was a company. My homeboy Pee Wee, one of his best friends named Pumpkin died, and he came to me because I always been into music. He came to me like, "Yo, Ilski, I want to start a record label." So we put it together.
Ilski.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Ilski. All right, so back in the '90s, I think most men my age, if they were up in the mountains of North Carolina, they was selling dope.
Mm.
There wasn't nothing else to do. The majority of all the men I knew sold dope or was on dope or had a petty job nobody wanted to work. So anyway, me and some of the homies, we outside snapping on each other, just cracking on each other. A good friend of mine named Timothy Hood
Mm.
at the whole government.
Mm.
He was like, I don't know why, but he like Ilski, like you Ilski, like it was supposed to be a joke, but I took the name and kept it,
Mm.
and been with me since what '98. I looked it up. It's Polish. It means new or
Mm.
fresh. So
Gotcha.
that's where it comes from. I do all my music under that, and then if someone Google's ILLSKI, they're gonna take it. It's gonna show you a musician. It's gonna bring up my IMDb, some of my books, a few other things.
Mm.
That's the original name. Bezos was added later.
Okay, okay. I got you. Okay. So that inspired you to the music or get into the film?
All right, so the music, my record label, we were doing tours, South Carolina, Greenville, Atlanta, open mics, Florida, and we were able to get recognition. There's a guy, old school hip hop guy named Crazy Eddie. He saw us in Atlanta, and he was like, "Yo, y'all, oh look, that's a sound I ain't heard before." So he was kind of directing us into video.
Mm.
So we started shooting videos. Videos led to a documentary. Documentary was supposed to lead into film, but like I said, most of the men I knew sold dope, which meant most of the men I knew were felons. Most of the artists had 10 artists on my label. Uh, most of all of the artists were felons.
Mm.
My business partner a felon, me a felon. So while we were trying to grow, some of the artists were getting killed. Some of the artists were going to prison. My business partner was going to prison. So we were never able to get to the full picture of what we wanted to do, which was next was movies.
Mm.
So when I transitioned from North Carolina, I came down here and I strictly sold cars. And I told myself I wasn't messing with music or entertainment. It never paid me no money. It was a waste of my time. I got a lot of pain from it.
Right.
Once I made enough money, I sat back and chilled one day. I was like, I want to make a beat. Then that went from from that to the pandemic. The pandemic came. I bought a camera, a little bitty camera, and put on a suit. Had a conversation with the camera. Put it on social media. People were like, I like that. I said, okay, I'm gonna continue to do it. But I can't just do a motivational speech because nobody know me.
Mm-hmm.
So there was this young lady named Nastasha Fuller who I had met at a dealership. She was an actress. She is an actress. She put together some skits. We got this guy from Florida. He wrote this skit called Karen. We did the skit. Got a comedian, Byron, the deaf comedian. He came on, did.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on now. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
A deaf comedian.
Byron.
Was he really deaf or he was just playing?
No, Byron deaf.
Deaf
From
as a mother.
Spartanburg.
Okay.
And from that, just started doing production. Ran into my business partner about 2 years ago at a car lot, and she had a play. I asked her if I could film the play. She said, yeah. After the play was done, I said, let's turn it into a movie. And that's how it happened. Been doing movies ever since. We probably done did more movies than most people in the industry, most production companies.
Right. So your business partner there would be who?
Tanya Love.
Okay.
Tanya Love.
Yeah, I had her on the show. Her and Imani Moultrie.
Moultrie.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So what's your role? What's your role is when it comes down to making a film?
So everything. All right, so I'm a writer. I wrote a book called Stephen that I wanted to turn into a film. It was supposed to be one of our main projects. But as we were moving forward, like I said, I have a business, the Elephant Room. That's first and foremost before Flaming Elephant. The Elephant Room was built, the motto is connect, create, and grow. And so once I realized that Tanya could be a magnet, I said, let's put you first. Let's put you as the face of the company. Let's push you. And so what happened, she writes, she definitely schedules. Since she was doing the plays, she had the actors. My job was to make sure it was filmed, produced, directed, sound, editing, all that, marketing, submission, streaming, paperwork, legalization of the company, just all of the things all of the unglorified things.
Right. Right.
But yeah, if I do everything, so you name it, I'm probably doing it unless it's on set. Now on set, we got our own crew, so all I do is cinematography and direct, a little bit of lighting, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
So for people out there who don't know, it's your camera right here.
Okay.
How many people does it take to make a movie?
2. Literally, all I need is one person that's gonna act, and I'll handle the rest. You know what I'm saying? But to make a full feature film, I promise you, it ain't what. If anybody said it take all of this and all of that, it don't. You need somebody to hold the boom mic. You need somebody behind the camera that understands how to position it, how to frame it, that has an artsy eye. You need your writer, and you need an actor that can take direction. Whether it's one actor or a group of actors, doesn't matter. It doesn't take a lot to make a full feature film.
The reason why I asked that question and I laughed about it, because we made the movie called Child Support, right? We made Child Support. It was 3 of us. Our cast was like 35 or 40 strong, cast-wise. We had about 15 locations. But a 3-man crew and 1 camera. That's all we had. Feel me?
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
That's all you need. I'd say on the back end, you need a good editor.
Oh yeah,
somebody that understands the color grading.
correction. Yeah, yeah, all that. Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
if you not correction, so a lot of
Well,
people
when you grade it
you
through
gotta grade it. A
through Da
lot of
Vinci,
people
yeah,
do corrections through
yeah,
Da Vinci, like they'll go into the raw, they'll hit that button, it'll
and
bring
then
out it'll
the
bring out the
brightness and
color
colors.
and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that. You need to design that. That, like the young lady was talking about sound design, that color grading change everything. It'll make what should have been an episodic look like a full length film.
True
You
that.
know,
True
but
that.
that if you can get that on the back end,
Yeah,
you can do movies.
no doubt, no doubt.
And that's what I want to do for anybody. And that's something, like I say, what I do is I make dreams come true. How do I do it? I support those who have a vision. Flaming Elephant is a support, is me supporting Tanya Love's vision. She been wanting to tell her story since she was 8. She been wanting to make movies out of them since she been making plays.
Mm-hmm.
Supporting her vision is what I did. She did the rest. But that's what I do. That's why the Elephant Room is, the slogan is connect, create, and grow. I don't want to just stop at Flaming Elephant. Like I said, I want my legacy when my grandchildren or my great grandchildren, they need to say, I want them to see that I left a mark, but also they can trace back all the marks that I left. And the people that I touched, hopefully they'll be considerate enough to mention, hey, your great great grandfather did this. Here's a door open for you. Your
Right.
great, because you can't count on money to be the initiator or the main thing. Sometimes your name, your reputation, and your service to the people and to the world
Right.
will stand higher than the money. You know.
No doubt. So, if I came to you, I'm off the street. I got an idea for a movie, and I say, "Yo, and Demetrius, what it's gonna cost me to get this movie made? What's your price range?
All right. So,
Because I mean, I know it's gonna feed now.
well, it all depends on which area we're going into.
Okay,
I have 3 entities.
okay,
The first one is the Elephant Room Ltd. And that's where we connect, create, and grow, from logos to business, legalities, all that, commercials. Then I have Flaming Elephant Film along with me and my partner. And we will charge you about $1,500 to possibly $5,000. It all depends on the what you want, how complex the script is, how much time it's gonna take. If you want the back end, you want the editing, the color grading, the sound, and all that, or you just want it filmed. But excuse me, my third company is called Nadovu Films. It's a nonprofit organization meant to magnify independent filmmakers, but also utilize their talent and the income from the movies to feed the homeless, feed the hungry, house the homeless, provide scholarship and grant. So if you got a script and you say, hey, how much would it cost me? And I took it to Tanya and we like, you know what? That one, we can't do that one. Then I'd say, well, let's go take it to Nadovu Films, because we don't need you to pay nothing. We provide you with the equipment and all the know-how in exchange for a certain percentage of ownership of your film. That film percentage goes to the nonprofit. And if it makes money, that percentage we get goes straight into feeding the hungry, housing the homeless, providing scholarship and grants. And since it's such a big donation, depending on what percentage you give, you'll always be able to get that as a write-off. So when you're doing your taxes for 10 years to come, let's say we did the film and we put $10,000 behind the marketing, and the movie is making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 every year, and you've donated 20,000 of that or 20% of that ownership to this nonprofit. That is a write-off for you. So it's good business practice, and it also helps us get talent seen, but it also helps us do our main thing, which is to eradicate hunger, eradicate homelessness, provide scholarship for those that want to continue their education, and provide grants for those who have unique business ideas. So it would be two different things.
You know what, man? Do you deal with the film commission?
Not just yet. I tapped in, but I didn't tap in.
Don't fuck with them. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell the film commission. This man just gave y'all a foolproof plan that you guys should be Matt Storm from the Film Commission. I'm talking straight to you. I start shit
Good.
because I whip ass.
Good.
You people,
body go.
you got $30 million at Film Commission. They got $30 million,
They
bro.
got $3 million.
No, 30 million.
30.
30 mil M's. And they don't dish out anything unless you got $1 million to spend already.
Do you know Destiny Making? Destiny Making, they did her film, and it wound up on HBO. She didn't have nothing. They put 30,000 into it, I believe.
She had a short film, a feature film.
Short
film. They do grants though.
Yes.
We ain't talking about grants. A grant ain't
what you
hell.
talking about?
We can piss out a grant. I'm talking about a feature film. See, when you do your homework tonight, I'm gonna give you some homework to do when you get home.
Thank you.
Go in there, pull up the incentives for the South Carolina Film Commission. You got to spend $1 million first to get anything back. Feel me? This is why we can't get anywhere, especially as black filmmakers. Now, we make movies too. Y'all making movies too. We ain't out here starving or nothing. We ain't out here crying and begging for nobody for nothing. But you go to Georgia, everybody in Georgia is acting, filming, building studios, got studios, writing movies, creating content crazily, right? An hour and a half, well, hell, an hour and a half away. We in the state fucked up, struggling, can't get no help, can't get nobody to do it. The resources, their resources are already here. Check it out, bro. $30 million here. 30 mil.
You remember Master P?
Oh yeah.
In the 90s when he came out with his groups, all the groups. When
Yeah.
you just name one.
Yeah, everybody.
This is what he did. And then I'm going to get to it. He took one artist, made an album, grabbed another one, made another one. Had his production team, he kept them coming. Then he flooded the market.
Beats by the pound.
Beats by the pound. He flooded the market with all these artists, and he was able to accumulate
Everything.
a vast amount of money.
Yeah.
Well, DEI, I don't know if you heard that term lately.
Yeah.
If we ask, because now I'm talking to you as a black man, if we go asking a motherfucker for anything, then we deserve to get whatever they give. It's a little or nothing. But if we come together and say, hey, man, I'm doing exactly what you're doing, how about we create a conglomerate? And how about we utilize each other's platform to build each other up? So, idea real quick. You got this. This is major. So you fucking with all these film companies. Hey, look, I tell you what. Y'all run your advertisements with me. In exchange, I'm going to give you this solid platform that we're building and grandfather you in. So no matter how big we get, we're going to be here. We might have to move you over here or do this. In exchange for that, how about y'all do my movies, and I'm going to discount this, you discount this. Or you say, how about we just come together and pool equipment and make a movie and we all share in the profit? How about this? Oh, Demetrius, you got 10 actors signed to the company. Okay, you got cinematographers, you got all the equipment. All right, Atown, you got all the equipment. You got producers and everything. How about we just come together, do a movie? Market that movie on your platform, on my platform, on our platform. Market until it produces enough income for us to say, okay, the kitty done got fat. Here go you a cut, here go you a cut. Let the rest of that kitty pay for the marketing and keep doing it. You never need the handout. See, we have to build this corporation, this company, this conglomerate, this community. We have to build it so that they can't say DEI is the only reason you got it. Or they can't say, yeah, those niggas came and they got $1 million after they spent $1 million, so they really ain't get shit. They broke even, but they wanted our name on. I don't need them. Right. When I created in the Dovu films, I said, God, how am I gonna eradicate hunger? How am I? Because I was up in North Carolina in October to help with helping everybody get some
hurricane
food, and I felt so good when I came back that I'm dedicating my life to doing to serving and to eradicating hunger. I came home, I got my 501c3 in under 7 days. It usually take up to 24 months.
Yeah.
Got like everything. I'm talking about things fell into place. Microsoft gives me a certain amount of money every month. Google want to give me a certain amount of money every month. I began to walk in a purpose. But I knew that the only way to get that was to talk to God and say, how do I do it? And I realized he gives you a talent, not for you to make no money, not for you to build this big empire, for you to serve.
Serve, that's right.
And so now that I've found that philosophy to be true, I feel like we don't need anybody as long as we're serving each other. DEI can go to hell. And on DEI, if we spent 60 years after Martin Luther King and after the civil rights movement, 50 years, and we ain't built our own shit, and they decide to take DEI away, then good for you.
Yeah.
Because then that means you got to figure it out.
Got to figure it
You
out.
the kid that fucked over all the money.
But I still want the $30 million though.
You can get the $3 million. What happens
30.
if he gets
30 million.
Man,
I want the whole 30.
Listen. Your movie's gonna make more than that.
I know, but I still want to get their money though.
You want it?
Yeah, I want their money.
What you willing to sacrifice for?
I ain't sacrificing nothing.
Well, you ain't gonna get it.
Shit, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna show you I'm gonna get it though.
You want to stick them up?
You already know. Keep the dough in on there.
You want to stick them up? You gotta start putting people in place though.
Well, yeah.
And you know, my business partner helped me understand something because we from where we from, and you know, sometimes you want to reach across and strangle them, beat them up, and rob them, do all these different things, sit outside the house.
You want to?
It'd be a thought, but as you grow, those thoughts kind of fade away. But my business partner, she's like, it's all about relationships, Demetri. Just build the relationships. You got to be there to build it, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Hey man, listen. I get it. Man, I was in the army, bro. I get it. But the thing of it is, man, is that I see how we get mistreated or we get left out. We can sit at the table, but we just can't speak. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tired of that shit. You made a great comment. There you go. You made a great comment just now about the DEI and Dr. King and everything. We still out here struggling. We still here. We fight each other more than we fight anybody else.
By design.
By design.
Mm-hmm. And it's a good design.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know why I say it's good? Because at some point, the weak has to be destroyed.
Has to be. The meek. Now, the meek. Yeah, the weak.
If your mind if you're strong here, I could wipe out a whole community just being strong here. Once we figure out a way to place to put value on this strength, we no longer fight each other.
No doubt.
So, music and movies. In the 90s, in the late 80s, Colors came out, a movie called Color.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In the 90s, NWA, Snoop, Big Crip, all over, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was the majority of your street gangs in the 90s? They were Crips. How I know? Because I was riding the Greyhound bus from coast to coast. It was a lot of Crips, very little blood. Mm-hmm. Late 90s, early 2000s, it changed, it shifted. Not from what was already shifting, because we know G-Shine was coming down, and everything was happening already, but once Lil Wayne and some of his cohorts began to spew it, it blew up. Now look at your people from early 2000s to 2011, 2012. It's a large population of blood. Mm-hmm. Well, now look at King Von. So now we got the GDs being pushed in the music. Now I was somewhere the other day, I seen 2 with the 6 points. I'm from Illinois, so I know about that. I said, oh man. Then I started listening to some of my children and their friends. GDs and BDs are becoming a major thing. Now here's what's happening. 1, 2, 3. You need one more in order to have 4 corners to create a civil war inside of a community that's already warring. If I have turn people into rival gang members just from the music and the movies, I'm already closer to wiping them out. There's only one little phase that needs to be put in place, and that's drill, baby, drill. To make them so active with terms like drill on site, to make them so separated with terms like young nigga, YNs, and unk. You separate them
Yeah.
by age, then you separate them by color,
Mm.
gang colors,
Mhm.
or ideologies. Then you give them guns, and you see what you can watch what's happening.
Mhm.
As long as the music and the film industry are allowing that, we don't really we can't get anywhere. So we have a responsibility as filmmakers and musicians and authors and creatives
That's true.
to get truly subliminal. But you got to use the strength of the mind, because this strength ain't working for it.
Mhm.
And as long as we put more weight on this strength and that strength, we definitely gonna lose, and we can never work together.
That's true. Well, you know, I'm working myself. I'm a work in progress though. I ain't gonna lie to you and sit there and tell you, you know, I ain't no goody two shoe type ass nigga. I ain't none of that. I just got a podcast show in the podcast room, and it makes some movies. But I understand what you're saying though.
Yeah.
That's smart though. Okay, we've been talking about a few things right now. So, did you go to filmmaking school? Film school?
Man,
All right.
do that. Why would you do that?
I got a plan though.
You going?
I got a plan for $30 million.
Oh, you working that?
I'm working that.
Okay.
I'm not dumb about you know.
Okay.
I'm not a dumb nigga now. I know what the fuck
Of
I'm doing.
course.
Out for that. No
So
college.
wait a minute, hold on.
What's up?
Film school.
Yeah.
Film school. Can you tell me a little? What does film school do for your career?
As a filmmaker,
Mm-hmm.
when I'm done with it, this time I'll get the BS degree in cinematography, then I can be able to take over the film commission. That's my plan.
Mm.
Yeah.
Say less.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. The spook that's set by the door.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. So, your favorite film that you've made?
That I've made.
Yeah.
Not looking for love. Not looking for love.
It came out last month?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's going to streaming. We're getting together. It was a good example of the growth. I had the equipment, but I ain't have know-how. We learned on set. That's how we learned. We learned by doing. Not looking for love. The cinematography, the lighting, the acting, the miking, the angles, locations, the use of those locations. It really showed our growth, and so that's my favorite because of that.
Okay. That's what's up. Favorite actor?
Favorite actor? Boy, shit, I don't know. I don't have one. Honestly, I watch the actors. I watched the Denzel movie. He's playing, I believe, Othello. And I was like, man, I don't like that. I ain't like the way it came. I ain't like the way it presented. I'm like, man, he seemed like a weak actor. So that took him off my favorite because I realized that, you know, he's flawed as well. But
Well, maybe it was the directing
he's Denzel.
and the writing. You can't do
you're
so
right,
much now.
You're right.
If the writing fucked up,
Well, it's William Shakespeare. The writing.
and that mother and William Shakespeare when he hit,
years.
he was whack too.
He was.
He was whack as shit,
You ain't
bro.
like him.
Nah, I read some of his shit that he wrote, bro. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
That's like me reading some Mark Twain shit.
I like Mark Twain.
I ain't reading that. You like that shit?
Yeah. I
read
like
none of
Mark
that shit.
Twain. I like his story more than probably his books.
Okay, the story probably came from a black man.
His story.
Yeah, the books is you mean his life story?
Yeah.
That shit ain't real.
His play on words, the way he utilized them. See, I'm into poetry and all that.
Okay, you do
So,
poetry.
It's all good to me.
Well, you know, if you listen to Mark Twain, you read some of his stuff, you can't believe that he wrote that shit though. I don't believe he wrote it.
I don't know. I ain't never looked at it that deep.
Yeah.
I just read it and was like, okay, talking about a nigga on a freaking raft with a little white boy,
Right.
going down the river,
Right.
freeing Joe's in this little, yeah. I mean,
Okay. No favorite actor. Mm, what's your worst film that you ever made?
worst film.
Yeah.
It was called man, name of Black Queen or something. It was just it was a Dolomite film. It was a Dolomite film. I'll share it with you.
He made it.
Yeah. It was
Hey
a
man,
short though.
Dolomite was the man though. He was
Yeah.
funny. That shit was funny
He was
though.
good.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was a pioneer.
Pioneer, bro.
I mean, Eddie Murphy. Favorite actor, Eddie Murphy. Favorite actor, Eddie fucking Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. Okay. Take that.
Mhm.
That's what's
Yeah,
up.
Can't nobody touch him. He can be in a film as a nigga. He can be in a film as a black man. He can be in a film as a man. In the film good, no matter what boundary you put it over there in the white box, Hispanic box, black box, brown box. Eddie Murphy.
Yeah,
Look at
man.
the clumps. Look at Coming to America. No, you don't put a racial title on it. It's just a good movie.
True that.
He's been able to do it in his acting. I watched the clumps the other day. I was like, damn, couldn't even really tell that was Eddie Murphy when you think about it.
Yeah.
Excellent actor.
Yeah. What about the writing though?
The writing for which one?
Either one of the movies.
For Coming to America, on point.
On
Well,
point.
I only focus on the ones he wrote.
He wrote. Okay.
Yeah, and
okay.
he didn't write everything, but
Right.
Coming to America, Harlem Nights, yeah. The Clumps,
Mhm.
yes. The second one. The first one too, but you know, it was called no, not the Clumps. I'm thinking about Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
Nutty Professor. Nutty Professor.
My best movie that he made was that shit called Norbit.
You like
That shit was
Norbit
funny.
was
Shit,
dope.
but that shit was hilarious, bro.
Mhm.
That was hilarious shit though. Okay, what's your take on Tyler Perry? I mean, you met Tyler Perry before? You met him before?
Nah.
You never met him?
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What you think about him?
I ain't gonna even start. I won't even go there right now because I want everybody getting. I want a backlash today.
Man, you said you was a troublemaker, man.
I am, but I don't want. I don't want to see. I don't want Tyler Perry calling my phone, trying to damn G check me. You feel me? Because I'll be in Atlanta tomorrow.
Tyler Perry, man, listen. Brilliant.
True that.
No matter how you cut it. One thing I'm big on is bringing a light to the situation. It might be a dark ass situation that I can't stand, but I gotta find some bright light in it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Perry, he ain't my cup of tea in regards to some of the things that he pushes, because like I say, you gotta have we have a responsibility that it's a weight, and it's only one of those things that come in the black community. But if we could turn some things around, if we turn our pen around, you feel me? But other than that part, he's a brilliant mind, and
True
we
that.
mimic him. We want to produce the films fast. We want our own movie studio. We want to have acres and acres of land where we can build these different elaborate sets. We want to have as many black actors as possible to be a part of this.
That's right.
This project, this program that's put together. So yeah, man. What I think he's the rabbit. My daddy, when we would drive, he's like, gotta find me a rabbit. He find that rabbit. Whoever was speeding, then he get behind them and speed. Tyler Perry is my rabbit.
He's definitely that. I told somebody the other day that he should be the president because
For
he could
what?
of this country.
Mm,
Yeah,
you think so?
yeah.
Boy.
As a matter of fact, maybe not the whole country, but maybe just the country of Black America.
Man,
Yeah, I know, right?
ain't no way. This man cross-dressed. He right.
No, I don't mean. Wait, hold on now. I don't mean like that now. I don't mean as Medea
What
now.
do you mean?
I mean it as Tyler Perry. I don't mean as Medea.
I don't see him being an ambassador to the world. I don't. You think he could go sit down with these same people that Barack Obama went and sat down with and be able to handle those situations like that? I don't know
I'm
him
sure.
personally, but
I'm sure he could.
I
Cause
don't know.
bro, making a movie, you deal with different people,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people all the time,
But ain't none of them
and
got
and that's
atomic bombs.
yeah, but they got guns though.
They ain't got standing armies,
Well,
navies.
that government stuff, bro. Some of that shit is that's propaganda, bro. Some of that shit's propaganda. We look at the news and we see these bombs. Okay, they attack so and so, and they kill so and so. Some of this shit's bullshit.
Yeah, of course. But we talking about just sitting down with the people that run these different countries that have access to that. I mean, what has Tyler Perry done for the black community? Forget being the president. What has he done for the black community in a large scale that we can recognize?
He's giving everybody some black entertainment.
Man,
I'm just telling you what it is.
black
It's
entertainment.
black entertainment. He made you laugh when you wanted to. He made
Mhm.
you cry when you needed to, and all the above. Now, trust me, I'm not a Tyler Perry fan now. I watched two of his films though, my whole life.
Which one?
The one with Idris Elba was the daddy of the little girls.
Uh, what's it called?
That was it. Meet the Browns. No, the dad's little girls.
Oh,
Dad's little
that's
girl.
what they call Daddy's Little
Yeah.
Girls.
That one and the one he just made about the black female Army soldier.
Divorce in Black. Oh.
I ain't watched them. I ain't watched
that.
the 368,
Yeah,
863,
that, yeah,
456,
I ain't watched that.
321. What I mean, whatever that. I ain't even. I
But
just.
to be president, man.
What I'm saying is, in our country right now, we have no black leadership in this country. Zero, none. We don't. What's his name? Al Big Head Sharpton. He ain't gonna lead no damn body.
He can't.
Jesse Jackson,
can't.
he got some medical problems going on. Who you got? Obama, Barack. He ain't gonna, he done fucked up. I mean, who you gonna run to?
You remember
Hey,
in the Bible?
John Singleton dead. They
He-
killed him.
Yeah, but he was just a creative.
They killed him though.
Mm-hmm.
Ice Cube, he ain't gonna feel me. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg ain't gonna.
The problem is we talking about a scope. We talking about a pool of entertainers.
Hold on. I got it. I got the right person. Jasmine Crockett.
I don't even know who that is. Let me Google that.
Google it right quick, bro. She from Texas. She's congresswoman from Texas.
Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah, she could do it.
Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah,
Oh, the one that man, stop playing.
she could do it. What
Man,
you mean?
Listen.
Hey, listen. She could do it, bro.
I mean, the selection is limited because ain't nobody starting from the community. Leadership don't come from the top; it comes from the bottom.
What about Big Meech?
Man, stop playing with me. Listen, y'all. First of all, it's a bad day in hell when your heroes are guys who didn't do much for the community beyond shine in the it's a bad thing when our heroes are coming out of prison now for 20 years off of setting up hundreds. Let's say they only set up 20 people over the period of his time on the street. I ain't talking about snitching in jail. Let's say that that's what was happening. Why is that our hero? Why our hero can't be a black billionaire who runs a Fortune 500 company? Why we can't put my boy Bob, what's his name? Bob
Johnson?
Nah, yeah, the one that did Ebony Magazine.
Bob Johnson ain't gonna, bro. Bob Johnson done flip flop like a motherfucker, bro. He ain't gonna do shit.
He got a right to flip flop.
He flip flop, bro. We ain't fucking with him.
Why not? What he flip flop on?
That's another story.
Did he push dope in the community?
He probably did.
Did he?
He probably
Do
did.
you know of him pushing dope in the community?
Bro, when you got access to planes and trains, automobiles and boats and stuff, you can actually do a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? Feel me? So it's like, but I don't know what he did.
Obama? Think he pushed? We
Possibly so.
time.
I don't know.
Okay, now
What
ain't
time?
one word. Let's talk. Let's talk.
So we got to look at it this way. We got an opportunity to put somebody in a leadership position. You know what I'm saying?
Why not you?
Oh, ain't gonna definitely be me.
Why not?
But one, I'm not. If I was to be the president, it'd be some shit going on. It'd be a lot of shit
You
going
got
on.
a mind to go to film school just to take over a commission.
Yeah.
Those are the minds we need.
Yeah.
That's a leadership mind. That's the kind of mind we need, not just one that showed a good thing in the public eye. You on the ground floor. You not only are you putting together a strategic plan. How many people are you assisting off the ground? Magnify that times 100,000. The more you assist, the more you help, the larger your brand becomes. The more people realize this man got a heart, he cares, he gives a shit, he can stand in front of the world because he been doing it for so. I mean, why not you? Shit, why not me? I got a plan.
Yeah.
I got a plan. I know how to solve it all. I know how to solve it all.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
But I don't want to solve it all though.
Well, the
I
black
want
community
to
is
solve
about
some
that.
of it. I want to solve some of our problems because I can't do everything.
You
know what I'm
can't.
saying? You still got you have a lot of ingenuity. You got a lot of time left. See, I'm on a I got about 7-8 months left in this right here, and what I'm doing. Then I'm gonna give it up. I'm gonna fall all the way back out of it because I'm going to the upper to another level, and that's the film commission. See what I'm saying? I won't be doing this anymore. I'll be on that side of it. Cause when I get on that side of it, bro, then you're gonna start seeing more of us having access to those funds. Because I need to get all of our stories made and told. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's my whole goal.
That's an honorable goal too.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That's a very honorable goal because you ain't said nothing about getting rich. You said everything about getting our stories told.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Well, we're gonna get rich too now.
I mean, money is a byproduct.
Yeah, we're gonna take a little bit of money, hide a little bit of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're gonna buy some cars and shit now. I just joke. I'm just kidding around. I'm just kidding.
Buy a Cadillac.
Just kidding around.
No, that's what we do.
We can buy some cars though, and some rims. some tint.
What you
some
think
jewelry.
about that statement when people be down in young black men and women dressing like they rich but being poor? What do you think about that?
That's not my business. That's not my business. I have older children. I have younger children, and they do what they do. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? And I love them. And I got nieces and nephews, and they drive nice things and wear nice clothes, and
I don't think they should be demonized. I see a lot of people demonizing him because he dressed rich. What he supposed to do? Because he live in the slums, he supposed to look like it? You dress to impress, but you impress upon yourself where you want to go. I never felt like it was a bad thing, to dress like you had $1 million in a place where there's no hope, bodies dropping and fiends geeking, and why not dress like $1 million?
Well, that's how it is. Okay, you talk about you from Decatur, Illinois, right? So in Chicago, that's what they do. The pimp game. Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, Atlanta, anywhere in the big cities, they all dress nice. Everybody dress nice. They spend that bread on them outfits.
Yeah.
shoes.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it.
That's a good thing.
It's not my business though. All I'm saying is it's not my business. I'm not going to sit here and say, man, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't.
Hell no.
It's not my business. I'd like to see you come in the door clean. Don't come in X19 looking like a damn bum. Don't do that.
Stop playing.
You know what I'm saying? Though I want you to come in here, jazzed up a little bit. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So
I want you to look how you feel.
There you go.
My cousin, J1 from Memphis, Tennessee, got a clothing line called So 100.
Okay.
His motto is you feel how you look.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You look how you feel. So get right. If you want to look good, you must feel good. If you feel good, look good.
Right.
I think that's a must. But I counter that with this.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of African Americans, because all I can speak on is us, always point out this. That young boy got on $5,000 worth of clothes and he ain't got no house. But then you look at Bill Gates, he looked like he dressed like he ain't got no money, but he got all the money. The problem with it is that they're sizing up two different beings. One being has been in a situation for hundreds of thousands of years, and silk roads, gold roads, and silk clothes have always been a part of something. Or their wealth was always flamboyant, purples, reds, blue. It's in your blood. Look at the Native Americans, it's in your blood. Look, some people were in the darkest parts of the earth, and they don't got it in them to dress like we dress, but to compare the two and to make one be little because the other one got more money is a detriment to the psychology of our community. A detriment.
It's true.
Sorry, y'all.
But I mean, you coming in flashy, shit. I don't care about that. You do your thing.
Yeah.
I love see. Like this cat came on yesterday. He did a little show. He got a little podcast thing that he be doing. He be jazzed up, rings, diamonds, necklaces, watches, and everything. He do his thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's all love for me. And with my kids though, I tell them don't dress up. Well, my older kids do what they want to do, but my younger kids, I don't let them do too much. Cause Uncle Sam, we still poor over here. We still poor around this camp. We got no money over here, Uncle Sam. Child support eats me up every month. He be dragging me, homie.
Speak that word.
Hey, I'm down to $3 in my pocket. $3.
Got 50 cents. A lot of fake gold.
Hey, for real though. But yeah, man. So, what's your next project?
Man, I got a couple, man.
Okay.
One called For the Love of Talia. It's a social experiment. It's a full feature film.
Okay.
One cast is all white, one cast is all black. But it's the same script being filmed at the same time. It's to see what happens when love goes wrong, but at the same time, it's a deeper experiment to see will white people watch the black film more than they'll watch the white film? Or will black people watch the white film more than they'll watch the black film, vice versa, blah, blah, blah.
Right here. My question right here, bro, is right here. Do you make movies for white people?
Yes. Here's
I swear to you, my question right there, bro. I lie to you not.
Well, I'm glad it's there. So first of all, I make movies. We make love stories. We putting love in the world. We putting a lot of love in the world. We putting a lot of message and change in the world. However, I was at a point where I wanted to make movies for white people. But what did that mean? Once I began to examine it, I realized that I don't want to make movies for white people. I want to make movies with a white cast. I want to make eclectic movies. But I will say I was about to neglect, in my mind, the black community. And here's why I won't. The black community need help. When you look at every film, it's a nigga dying, it's a nigga fucking, it's a nigga selling drugs, it's a nigga with his baby mama having issues. It's a nigga with she don't do nothing but stripping, try to provide for her kids while she go to college so that she can move to Chicago and have a film career or some shit. It's the same old boring ass motherfucking
Narrative.
stories.
Yeah, it's the same
You
narrative
know?
for real. Yeah.
But also black people are the prime watchers of television. Black people watch more TV than anybody.
Yeah.
So to neglect them would be foolish on a business level. But to not introduce, like Denzel has introduced a multiracial cast, or not like John Singleton, like F. Gary Gray, what's my boy, Krugler. Well, is it Kugler?
Kugler.
Kugler.
Yeah.
Like, you know, to not do what they doing would be a disservice to myself and to my people. So honestly, I make film for everybody. I make film. I'm working on film with the white cast and a black cast because I want to make sure that if I can grab $1 here, that I grab $1 there. But also that we can express our stories in other ways. Think about this shit. How many white directors how many white directors and producers have done a black film? The Color Purple.
A lot of them.
The Color. Why is it that they can tell our stories and then they wind up telling our stories better than we tell our stories?
Bro, they made NWA. They made all kind of black films.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
So,
wrote them
if they do
and
it,
they
why we
directed them
can't do
and
it?
produced them. I don't, personally, it's a personal thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
I tell what I write what I know. I want to tell what I know. I don't want to tell. I mean, I get it. You want to change the narrative. You want to change the people in the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. But I look at it this way. They already have enough. We don't have enough. I want us to have I want us to get something. You know what I'm saying? If you go to Hollywood, you have a few out there who are elevated. You know what I'm saying? If you go to New York, you have a few on Broadway. Only those who have blended in with that particular culture. They on Broadway and shit. You know what I'm saying? But if you go to Atlanta, it's us.
Yeah.
We down there strong,
Mm-hmm.
popping, studios, TV shows, blah, 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 blah. That's all I'm saying. I want to see more of us with the opportunities and chances, man.
So for me, I don't want to write their story. I'll write it. It'll be a black story with white actors.
Yeah, I don't want no jigaboos in my shit.
No, hey, we ain't talking about no
Jigaboos in my shit. I don't want
But-
them. I want them acting. I want them. See, we make films for different philosophies, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
mine's
make-
worldwide.
But see, I make reality. I make reality. We make reality films. We make it for what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I noticed that. Look, I was talking to somebody. I was like, when you look at the African American terrain, we're almost in one genre. It's almost like a realistic drama. It ain't a lot of sci-fi. You gonna definitely get some comedy. You don't got a lot of alternate ideas. It's either what we've experienced or what makes us laugh while we were experiencing what we experienced.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that's cool because everybody got that genre, but there's so many other genres. And in order to venture into some of those genres, sometimes niggas just ain't gonna go. Sci-fi, horror. Well, we did Candyman. We had some other films that niggas tried, but not a lot did after that. Candyman became a cult classic, but not too many people got into it after that. Tales from the Hood, that was a little funny cult classic. You got some other ones, but not a lot. But when it comes to the realities of our life, the only stories that's being told are those of debauchery and lower class. Where's the stories of our life for the majority middle class of African Americans? Because the majority of African Americans are middle class, not poor.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the stories are coming from a poverty mindset, or not a poverty mindset, but a poverty location, we'll say. The story is based on something treacherous.
Mm-hmm.
when the majority of us ain't living that life.
I don't know about you, but I know how I live.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the majority of the 44 million.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's hard out here, bro. It's hard out here. It's hard at this side of my town. It's hard out here, bro.
Man, stop.
It's hard out here,
playing,
bro.
man.
It's hard out here, bro.
Look,
Hey, it's hard out here, bro. No grease out
man.
here, bro. No grease out here at all.
Listen, you doing a lot. Hard is whatever you make it. If you want it to be hard, it's hard. If that's what you say it is, I say it's all about us growing up, blowing up. Period.
Yeah. Well, I ain't gonna hold you up, man. Today been a great interview with you, my man. You got anything you want to add? You got something going on April 24th, right? No, April 20.
No, that's the 24th.
24th,
Yeah,
okay.
and I invite y'all out if you want to come out. Flaming Elephant Experience, April 24th. See, I don't do this a lot. April 24th, Fountain Inn, venue on Main. Flaming Elephant Films is having something called the Flaming Elephant Experience. We're inviting spoken word artists, R&B, sultry soul singers, comedians. Actually, there's a comedian, Delightful K, I believe, will be there. We are asking if you're a script writer or playwright, come down, perform a 5 to 7 minute monologue or dialogue. Come enjoy some music, some people, some food, and see what we're about. But also enjoy yourself, because as you spoke, Atlanta has a lot going on. LA has a lot going on, but upstate South Carolina got a hell of a lot going on. I'm right here in a dope ass podcast studio. Was that what you would call this, a podcast studio?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I can go to Greenville and meet with a film company here, a film company there. It's black business. Black film is growing in the upstate. So come get a taste of what we have to offer. And if you're a podcaster, come podcast. Come go live from the event, April 24th. Venue on Main in Fountain Inn, South Carolina.
Fountain Inn. Okay.
Not Looking for Love on YouTube, Flaming Elephant Films. And Perceived, Perceiv ''D on Tubi and Amazon Prime.
That's what's up. That's how you lay everything out right there.
Yeah.
For the audience right there, bro, I'm gonna charge you $500 though.
500.
Yeah.
Why
Get
500?
Get that check from you, bro.
Why 500? Why 500? Why not the full rack?
No. I'm just playing, brother.
Nah,
we
man,
don't do everything we do over here is pro bono, homie. It's all about love. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Now, if you was a white man,
That's cool.
2,000.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna get that break. Get them going for you, homie.
Okay.
But today, man, it's been a pleasure, brother.
Definitely. ILLSKI. Googled it. Yeah.
What your name was now?
Ilski.
Yeah. Thank y'all for joining us today on Atown's podcast show. You know, a disclaimer is everything I say cannot be used against me in the court of law.
Man, stop playing, man.
Thank y'all for thank y'all for tuning in. Go to YouTube, like, subscribe, and share, and subscribe to this channel, man. We're gonna do some things with y'all. You feel me? It's for y'all. Peace.
With issues, businessmen with venues. Any artist, your performance.